All right, so we got a pretty good crowd here. Manny, if you want to get started, I think we should probably get rolling so we can make sure we're going to be about an hour, everyone, just so you know. So without further ado, I want to introduce Manny Barbera from Vice President at the East Side Education Foundation Board, and take it away.
Thank you, Peter. Hello and welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening for the second annual Spartan East Side Promise Scholarship Awards event presented by the East Side Education Foundation. This evening's event is the result of a partnership among the East Side Education Foundation, the Silicon Valley Education Foundation, the East Side Alliance, and San José State University. This evening, we will be honoring students who have graduated from the East Side Union High School District and are attending San José State University as part of the Spartan East Side Promise. Before we get started with the program, I'd like to pass the mic on back to Peter Allen, who is doing all the behind the scenes work. And he is gonna give you some quick housekeeping instructions and tell you where you can find the restrooms and so forth. Peter.
Great, thanks so much, Manny. So welcome everyone once again. Just real quick technical details. Like I mentioned earlier, if you would like to communicate with each other and just give each other shout outs or give a shout out to some of the scholarship winners, please do so in the chat. We'll save that, and we'd love to see some of the comments you're leaving later on and maybe share them out with the community. We are recording this presentation tonight, this event, so be aware of that. If you're uncomfortable being on video, you do not have to be by any means. You can feel free to turn it off. We would love to see your faces, but don't feel obligated. We're going to have some fantastic panels with students later, so you'll get to meet some of the student winners. We're going to announce all of the winners later on. We will be we're recording, as I mentioned, so this will be going out on our YouTube channel later on, so you'll be able to send a link to any relatives or friends or family who couldn't attend, and let them know. And please encourage everyone to get involved with the foundation. And if you have any technical questions, or you can't hear, or something's wrong with your Zoom at any moment, feel free to chat me directly, and I will do my best to resolve that. Or Kirsten Liebman, who's here as well, sort of as our tech support. So we're tag teaming that. So hit either of us up if you have any issues. And without further ado, I think I'll kick it back to Manny.
Thank you, Peter. At this time, I would like to introduce Eastside Education Foundation board member Ramona Laughing-Brook Webb to start the event with some inspirational web. Thanks for being with us, Ramona.
Thank you so much for having me. What an auspicious occasion to celebrate. I'm going to start with a land acknowledgement. I am Ramona Laughing-Brook Webb. I'm Afro Creek Muskogee of the Porter and Perryman lineage. And as individuals seeking social justice, we recognize the importance of committing to the everyday work of deepening our understanding of the history and the actions that have led each of us to exist on this land, North America. So we begin this powerful work with a land acknowledgement. We intentionally recognize and respect Indigenous people as the traditional stewards of this land and honor the enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous people and traditional Indigenous territories. We acknowledge the Ohlone Nation and all Indigenous people whose traditional and unceded territories we are gathered upon today. We acknowledge the overlapping histories of this region, including continuing conditions of stolen Indigenous land and power, in addition to the ongoing violence produced by the legacy of racialized slavery and oppression. We also recognize that the institutions and industrial complexes with which we struggle within have been complicit in the erasure of history and continue to benefit from the perpetuation of process and colonization, broken treaties, racism, colorism, bi-homo, transphobia, misogyny, dispossession, and displacement. Let us take a moment to extend our deepest gratitude and appreciation to our shared ancestors, our present elders, and emerging elders. Let us reflect in silence and then be mindful of conducting our work using words, actions, and intentions that demonstrate the honor and appreciation we expend to the Ohlone people and to all Indigenous people whose land we stand upon. And with this, let us take a deep breath in honor of the traditional stewards of our land in silence. 1, 2, 3, in. Thank you for taking a moment to honor those who have come before us in this land and in this legacy. And just a moment of praise for these wonderful, congratulated, filling us with joy and happiness and pride. Let us land with the gratitude poem. Gratitude is a noun, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. Gratitude is a noun, and still a state of being, an act of goodness, a joyful noise, a surrender to sweetness, a force of the whole heart. It is a time, a commitment to thankfulness, an ode to the unseen heroes, a gift of life with purpose and intention, holds the hand of gratitude, laces her fingers in praise. It is true. The heart rests here in the arms of grace and gratitude, lifting our hearts, lifting our intentions, and lifting our ambitions to live with an integrity in our voice, a sweetness in our sound, and an inner knowing that we praise, knowing that our grace, that our existence, that our beings are on purpose, on time, and we are exactly where we're supposed to be right now. In this moment of gratitude, in this moment of celebration and praise, in this joyful noise, in this sweetness and in this sassafras dream, and between the notes of this breath, let us praise the gratitude that has brought us to this moment, all of the things and the people who have come together to create you. You are gratitude in action, grace in practice. Let us begin. Ashe, thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you, Ramona, for those inspirational words. I think everyone was moved by that. The Spartan East Side Promise, in partnership with the San José State University, affords students who graduate from the East Side Alliance and East Side Union High School District a pathway to the university. For those of you that may not be familiar with the East Side Alliance, it includes the East Side Union High School District and the 7 feeder elementary districts. And I just want to mention them now. The Alum Rock School District, Superintendent Hilaria Bauer, the Berryessa School District, Superintendent Roxanne Fuentes, the Evergreen School District, Superintendent Emmy Flores, the Franklin McKinley School District, Superintendent Juan Cruz, the Mount Pleasant School District, Superintendent Alida MacArthur, the Oak Grove School District, my favorite district, Superintendent Jose Manzo, and Orchard Elementary School District with a new superintendent this year, Jeff Bowman. So again, thank you to all those districts in providing excellent education for over 80,000 students. The East Side Alliance is the only system, and we're very proud of this in California, that integrates a college promise, such as the Spartan East Side Promise, a college savings program through our partners with Excite. You're going to hear a little bit more about that later on. And now a scholarship opportunity, which we are doing for the second time this evening. Today's event is a celebration, and to take Ramona's words, time for gratitude of our students from the east side of San Jose. If you're so moved, we'll be sharing donation information on a slide and in the chat box. There it is, you can see it. All contributions go directly to Spartan East Side Promise Scholarship Fund. We are all a volunteer board. We're not professionals in this particular area. So this evening, I want to apologize ahead of time. We're not seeing in for any technical difficulties. We're all doing our best here. And if you're so moved, there's a donation information for you. And if you'd like to make a donation of $25, $50, $100 or whatever you choose, we're hoping to build an even larger scholarship fund for next year. Every dollar counts and every donation is appreciated. Last year we gave, I believe, around $21,000, $22,000. This year we'll be giving out $30,000 in scholarship funds. At this time, I would like to introduce the president of the Eastside Education Foundation and my good friend, Dan Mosher. Dan was the former superintendent of the Eastside Union High School District and was a key leader in the development of the Eastside Alliance model. Thanks for being here, Dan.
Great. Thanks, Manny. And a warm welcome to our scholarship awardees and guests. The Eastside Education Foundation has as its vision that Eastside students succeed in college, career, and community. We accomplish that through our mission to promote and create bold and innovative programs, services, and partnerships that measurably elevate sustainable student success. Every 2 years, we hold a celebration to honor former Eastside graduates who have distinguished themselves in their careers by inducting them into the Thomas P. Ryan Hall of Fame. Celebrate with us on November 13th as we honor this year's inductees. We also support students matriculating into San José State University through our Eastside Union High School District Spartan East Side Promise program, providing a specially designed summer orientation experience to help with the transition from high school to college. This year, we're proud to financially support the students selected for our second cohort of scholarships as the Eastside Union High School District San José State University Spartans. Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Dan. So next, I would like to introduce Heather Latimer, who is here this evening on behalf of President of San José State University, Mary Papazian. President Papazian was our honoree at the last Eastside Education Foundation dinner in 2019. Heather is the Dean of the Lurie College of Education at San José State, and she has been a terrific partner with the Eastside Alliance, Silicon Valley Education Foundation, and the Eastside Education Foundation. She's just brought tremendous energy and vision to the Lurie College of Education. We're just very, very fortunate to have her here. So Heather, take it away.
Thanks so much, Manny, and congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients. We are incredibly proud of you and delighted that you are part of our San José State family. I want to begin by acknowledging the tremendous work that Manny and his team have done. They have a tremendous impact on education and students in this region, and perhaps we're speaking for thousands of students, teachers, and administrators and educators when we say thank you to you for all that you do and the leadership that you continue to provide throughout this region. Other communities leaders who are here at this event are incredible difference makers and role models. Thank you for all that you do in support of education in this region, and in particular, your unwavering efforts to make college accessible for our historically marginalized students, families, and communities. You represent what we hope and dream for our graduates of San José State. San José State is proud to work with the Eastside Union High School District and our Spartan East Side Promise. That program offers a great example, perhaps even the best example, of how we are committed to young students right here in our own backyard. The results we have seen with our students who have enrolled from the Eastside Union High School District have been excellent. Their rates of retention, graduation, and achievement success meet and exceed our overall university success rates. San José State continues to be fully engaged in the effort to increase opportunities for local students to go to college. And as the Dean of the College of Education, I am also going to put in a plug for them to not only come to college, but to come to college and continue on and get their credential and their master's degrees and come back into education as teachers, counselors, therapists, school and community leaders to continue the cycle of achievement and success. Our message on behalf of the President to our young students and their families throughout this region is this: you can attain a college degree, and that college degree can change your lives, the lives of your families, and position you to have an even greater impact on the region, our nation, and the world. Through programs like the East Side Promise, San José State will help you get to college. And then once you're here, we will support you and guide you throughout your college career and beyond. Thank you to everyone for being here. San José State admires and appreciates the dedication and the love that you have for the young people in our region, and we're delighted that SJSU can be a part of it. Thanks.
Thank you, Heather. And Heather brought up a good point. As part of our mission here at the Eastside Education Foundation, we don't want just students to only enroll, we want them to graduate. And that's ultimately the metric that we're going to be using for our success. San José State for me is a first-time college generation, transformed my life. I know we got a lot of Spartans on this board as well. And thank you so much for the partnership, Heather, that you've provided. Before we present our first set of awards, we'd like to introduce you to some of our award winners so you can meet the students through a panel discussion. And I'd like to welcome the following San Jose State Spartan students: Chima Nokolo, Melino Lazaba, and Vincent Vu. There we go. So thank you for taking time out to be with us this evening. I'm sure you've got a lot of things to do and studying and so forth. So thanks for being here this evening. We'll just kind of start off just so people get to know a little about yourself, where you grew up, where you went to high school, middle school, where you've been to San Jose State. So Vincent, how about we start with you? Can you get us started?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Vincent. My pronouns are they, them, and I am currently a third year at San Jose State, majoring in business management and minoring in child and adolescent development and transformative leadership. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in San Jose, and throughout my life, I moved to different parts of San Jose. So at one point in my life, I was like living in the north side of San Jose, and then the south side, and then now I ended up on the east side, and which is what I spent the last few years of my life throughout middle school and high school and beyond. I went to middle school at Quimby Oak Middle School, go Lobos, and high school at Evergreen Valley High School, Cougars. And I've been at SJSU for 3 years. So that's a little bit about myself, and I'll pass it on to the next student.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Vincent. Chima, how about you?
Well, for me, my full name is Tijani Chima Nokolo, but I go by my middle name Chima because it's easier for people to pronounce. And the middle school I went to was Los Altos Christian Schools, at least for middle school. It's a private Christian school. And my dad would drive 30 miles to drop me off and then pick me up back. So it was worth it though. I got good education there. I also went to Santa Teresa High School right here. That's 10 minutes near my house. It was very local. So I also graduated there earlier this year with honors. And so that's a very good achievement. So where I grew up right here in San Jose. I was born and raised in San Jose. And my father also worked for the city of San Jose, actually. So so this city is actually very much a connection to me. It's basically the place that I've known all throughout my life. And I actually call myself the son of Silicon Valley. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Chima. Melina, how about you?
Hi, I'd like to, first of all, thank you for the opportunity that I was given, and thank you to everyone, all the lovely families who came and joined us today. Really appreciate you. A little bit about myself. My name is Melino Lazaba. I too went to Quimby and Evergreen, so I see you, Vincent. This is my first year at SJSU, so I'm a little baby Spartan, and I'm from San Jose as well. And right now I'm an education major. I've heard many stories about majors changing very often. So for now, I'm an education major. I grew up playing softball and baseball a lot. So I volunteered a lot of my time to the Evergreen Little League. I was a coach for a couple of the baseball teams, helping out my brother's team. And being that I'm Mexican American, I have also put a lot of my effort and time into joining school clubs like the Latinx Student Union, and just taking classes that help me learn so much more about my beautiful culture and my heritage and who I am.
Thank you, Melina. So let me ask you this. What does going to college mean to you and your family? So we'll just open that up. Who'd like to take that on? What does it mean to you? Chima, how about you? What does going to college mean to you and your family? I mean, you talked about your dad driving 30 miles to take you to school, and so must be some pride there.
Yeah, so what college means for my family and I for me personally to go to college, what it means is that we have worked hard to get to this very difficult place to go to, because I am one of the fortunate people to have gone to college. Unfortunately, we can't say that about many other children, but I am one of the fortunate ones to be able to go to college. And that is a big achievement to me because I want to have a career in the future. I want to change the world. And to do that, I need to get an education, and not only a good education, I need to get a great education so that I can be successful in changing the world and making my dreams come true. And so it took a long way to get here. It took nightly homework assignments, nightly studying, and like passing, failing tests. But in the end, I made it. I made it here, right here at San Jose State. And I believe I'll graduate here too.
I love that attitude. You know, you're at the right place. For those that may not know, San Jose State was just a couple of years ago selected as the most transformative university in the country and also the most underrated university. Melina, you talked about your culture and how important it was. So what does going to college mean to you and your family?
So for me, college is an opportunity. It's just another amazing opportunity, I should say. It's a milestone for us. It's an accomplishment in my family. It's something to be celebrated because we're given the gift of becoming educated and knowledgeable. And yeah, I think most importantly, I think it's a good opportunity for me to do great things in life.
Thank you. Vincent, how about you?
For me, going to college and graduating is like super important because I guess throughout my life, I didn't really believe in myself. And there were a lot of people who didn't really believe in me either. And I really struggled a lot with other students bullying me. And I really struggled with mental health issues throughout like my time in like middle school, high school, and beyond. And what I really stress the importance of is like chosen family. So being an LGBTQ plus youth, specifically trans and queer identified, sometimes I wasn't always accepted in different spaces. And sometimes that also includes home. So having that support of my chosen family and my family as well, like in different ways, like whether it be my teachers, my classmates, my ASB team in high school, the people from the Spartan East Side Promise program, such as Amanda, and the people who helped run the summer program, like all of these people really shaped my experiences of education and helped me understand the college admissions process. And not only that, like how to be able to find myself in my interests, because I felt like at one point I lost myself so much that I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I just found my passion for education. So I'm just really excited to hopefully finish my undergrad career at San Jose State so that I can do something in education and maybe go back to East Side and teach to like inspire other youth, because I didn't really have that many role models when I was in high school and elementary school and middle school.
Vincent, I appreciate your sharing that. I was going to ask each of you what some of the challenges you faced getting to the point where you're at now. And in your case, Vincent, your third year, if I understood correctly, right? Some of the challenges that you faced sticking at the university. Anything you want to elaborate before we go to Chima and on that in terms of the challenges and what you're facing now? You're stuck to it. You're in your third year, right? So you're well on your way.
Yeah, I would say I really found my community throughout the way, whether it be like the Spartan East Side Promise program introducing me to different people earlier on. So I felt connected. I was so terrified of going to college because I was like, whoa, big new campus, 36,000 people. I'm only familiar with like 3,000 or less. But I met Heather, through Heather Latimer and like other people who just really helped me like navigate campus resources. And I can't like emphasize how important enough it is to like check out the different opportunities that SJSU has to offer to students. And also like just being back in the community, like something that I was really like, I love the Spartan East Side Promise program so much that I was a peer mentor for the program when I was a freshman after my second semester at San Jose State. And that was where I found like I continued to grow and found my community that way, and also helped other students too, because there's something so powerful about being a part of this Promise program that I can't like emphasize enough. And I keep working with youth through like the Silicon Valley Ed Foundation, which I worked with this past summer, and also teaching for Breakthrough, like collaborative Silicon Valley, and just helping people like sometimes it's so hard to see yourself in college until you meet a college student and you're like, you look back and you're like, yes, you can go to college too. Like, it is possible to find yourself. And I think more youth just need to see that, like the partnership between current high school students and like college students, like it can be strengthened, and more people just need to see themselves represented. And it's so awesome to see everyone here tonight with all the scholarship recipients and all the different backgrounds we come from and all the different cultures and stories that we have to tell.
Thank you. You know, one of the things we're going to be starting next is a mentoring program for the middle and high school. So we'll be tapping. It's very inspirational, I think, what you're saying and being so forthright with that. Melino, how about you in terms of some of the challenges that you faced? And I mean, you're just starting. So in terms of getting to the point where you're at.
So I would say that the biggest challenge for me was finding a balance in between, life, social life, work life, school. I kind of got thrown into it all this summer. I just decided I was going to be an adult in like June. So I think that was my biggest challenge, was learning how to manage everything and kind of stay true to myself within all of that. And I think that the Eastside Spartan Promise really helps me with just academic support, knowing that I had a really good support system. I mean, I had advisors reaching out to me in the summer saying, we can help you with this. We're here if you need to talk about that. Just all kinds of support coming in from left and right. And that was the most helpful thing about the Eastside Spartan Promise.
Thank you. What Melino, and I'm sorry, did you want to continue?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to say what the program that Vincent and Melino are referring to is the 2-week program that your donations help fund. It's an orientation program. They mentioned Amanda, and I know Amanda, I saw her chatting there, who's the San Jose State liaison, to kind of give them a kind of a heads up. So we'll end with you, Chima. Anything that you'd like to add in terms of any challenges that you face getting to this point that you want to share, and then we'll kind of wrap things up.
Well, I would say the challenges that I got here into going to be accepted into San Jose State University was really the new chapter, the new dynamic of my life, college. How was I going to cope with it? How am I going to meet new people? How am I going to, blend in with the campus and all that campus life? And not to mention all the assignments and homework that I need to do. And I would say the Spartan East Side Promise program really helped me back in the summer to get me a head start, because it really gave me very much sensible information on how things will play out in my first year, not only in my first year of San Jose State, but really throughout my next 4 years. So I'm kind of already like over the pack against a lot of people. So it really gave me that information, that necessary information to process and learn what am I going to do at San Jose State and how I'm going to achieve it. And for that, I will forever be grateful to them for helping me do that, because now it will make me a much more focused and better student to get my grades, to get good grades, and to try to make that connection, try to meet new people, and do all other sorts of activities that I need to do. So for that, thank you, Spartan East Side Promise.
Well, thank you. Dan and I meet almost on a weekly basis, and we're both retired superintendents, and we're on in our years, and often we talk, why we do this. Well, what you just said this evening is why we do this. Just terrific. Thank you so much. And so I want to thank this panel, and if you're as inspired as I am, you can go to the chat and the East Side information that we gave you if you're so moved to make a donation to support our scholarship fund and our program. So thank you so much, Vincent, Chima, and Melino, for those excellent words. Peter, anything to report at this time? You there?
Sorry, yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to, I hope everyone can see, we've got our fundraising thermometer here.
There we go.
Really grateful to announce we've got over $1,900 in donations so far. This includes some folks who donated prior to the event. But as you can see, Sharon, Mary, Casey, John, Hogan, thank you so much. You're always so generous to us. And reminder, if you want to get the link to donate, just text Eastside to that number right there, 44321.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I would like to introduce to you a member of our advisory board, State Senator Dave Cortezi. And Dave has been a friend to both Silicon Valley Education Foundation and the Eastside Education Foundation. When I first started working with the Silicon Valley Education Foundation about 11 years ago, Dave was the president of the Board of Supervisors, and he was at the forefront of supporting our efforts to make the UC CSU A to G course requirements a default coursework. And he was really instrumental. I can't thank him enough for his support of education, and he remains an advocate now for education at the state Senate level. We're very fortunate to have him. Dave, thanks for being with us this evening.
Thank you very much, Manny, and everyone. And Dan, great to see you again, even virtually. I've had a chance to work with both of you over the years in your capacity as educators and superintendents, as leaders of foundation work like this. In your case, Manny, with the Silicon Valley Education Foundation, which I know is a strong supporter of this program. And I know the school board at Eastside Union itself at the school district is made up of folks who are strong supporters, including one that shares my last name. I'm always partial to all the women on the Eastside High School board. And they are great role models, Melina, for you and others in this program. I always feel about this that it is such a tremendous program, and the foundation's work itself, the Eastside Education Foundation's work, which really, the students don't need to know this. They don't need to know about all the past struggles. They shouldn't have to think about that or worry about that. But there was just a shell with nothing at one time, and the board members, the foundation sponsors and contributors and members, made this happen. And congratulations, to Chima, Melina, Benson, because you made this happen, and those like you, the larger group of recipients ultimately this year and over the years, really all the credit is yours because you're making the commitment. If you look at the criteria that this program is really aimed at, you just happen to be fit within criteria that is known to be a demographic that's very, very difficult and challenging. And I think Chima made that point in his comments. So thank you for that. Last thing I want to say, besides a universal thank you to everyone in the education community that's made this program a model, is that I had the great pleasure in the Senate Education Committee this year to support a bill that will be going to the state assembly, from the Senate to the assembly in January, to strengthen and expand these promise programs. Senator Glazier, who's a senator out of Contra Costa, has SB 785. And I had the great opportunity at that time, and I want to share that with you, to speak up in support of that bill and use this program as an example of what can be, of how we should have programs like this statewide at CSUs up and down the state. So be proud of yourselves, those of you who did the hard work to stand up this program in the first place. And again, to the students who are being successful at letting the world, including the legislature and the governor, know that this is something worth investing in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. We're lucky to have you in an advisory committee, and especially fortunate to have you at the state level advocating for education. Thank you so much. So our first set of scholarships are going to be awarded to students who just graduated from the East Side and are beginning their first year at San José State. So each of these students participated in the East Side Spartan Promise, Spartan East Side Promise summer program. It's a 2-week orientation program. And several also participated in the Silicon Valley Education Foundation Elevate Math program. I'll say a little bit something when I introduce the CEO of SVEF. And so to present these awards, I'd like to introduce the new superintendent of the East Side Union High School District, an Oakland A's fan, and one of the leaders of the East Side Alliance, my good friend, Glenn Vanderzee. Glenn, thanks for being with us this evening.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you, Manny. Hey, on behalf of the Eastside Union High School District and all the Eastside Alliance districts, I'm honored to be here today, truly, especially after listening to that panel, to award scholarships of $1,500 to each to first-year San Jose State University students as part of the Spartan East Side Promise. I want to say I appreciate the work of the Eastside Education Foundation to support our graduates and also the Eastside Alliance. We started with gratitude, and I just got to say gratitude. Thank you, San Jose State, for the work and the partnership in this. Thank you, Eastside Foundation, for the way you continue to champion it, to bring more funds in and continue to expand opportunities for our students. Here on the East Side, we want to build equitable communities, and what that means is students are welcomed as they are. And we've heard from our panelists that sometimes they feel they are and sometimes they're not. That's what we're aspiring to, that every student feel welcome as they are, where their areas of strength and growth are known. And that third, that the adults positively respond so that our students can be full participants in Silicon Valley. And after listening to that panel and seeing the people here, for everybody that works towards this promise, elevates this promise, continues the promise, donates to the promise, students that are the promise, I just want to thank you for doing exactly what building an equitable community is: welcoming, getting to know what the need is, and positively responding. We used to hear from students that they were accepted to college. I'm very proud to hear from our three panelists today that they were accepted into a college, and that their presence, they were welcomed, they were known, and we are positively responding. So thanks to everybody that contributes to that. And students, let me express my gratitude for you continuing this pathway towards full participation in Silicon Valley. You're it. And I also want to thank you for your resilience in getting here, even though you went through distance learning and a pandemic as part of your pathway to getting here. Congratulations. I'd like to read out the names of our first year student winners, and let's do that now. And if you want to give snaps or claps or whatever emoji you want to throw out, people, let's let them know we love them. First is Destiny Chow. Second, Diana Hernandez Rojas. Daisy Mendoza. Chima Nwokolo. Melino Lazaba. And great to hear that you might be a teacher in our district someday. Looking forward to that. Sunshine Joyce Paquete. Isaac Rodriguez. Dima Sadiq. Matt Joshua Saquiton, and Lorenzo Villanueva. Congratulations on these scholarships, but thank you for what you're doing in walking this pathway and establishing it, what it means for full participation, what it means to not only experience this pathway, but define it and share it to let our other students that this is possible. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Glenn. That was great. Thank you very much. And I know we're very fortunate that we had Chris Funk as superintendent. Now we have an excellent superintendent to follow him as well with Glenn, and Eastside is going to be in really, really good hands. So if you'd like to make donations, again, you have the text to word Eastside to 44321. I know I'm getting some texts of people that are trying to donate, so I'll try to get to you. I don't want to be rude and look like I'm responding to my text, but if you see that, you can text Eastside to 44321 and make your donation then. So next, I'd like to introduce our next round of award winners. It is great pleasure to introduce to you the executive director and my good friend of the Silicon Valley Education Foundation, Lisa Andrew. Under Lisa's excellent leadership, SVF continues to be the largest nonprofit advocating for public education in the region. She also recently received an award from, I believe it was Worldwide Business Magazine, as the outstanding CEO of a nonprofit. So we're really proud of Lisa. She does a fabulous job. We're very fortunate to have Lisa and SVF as a partner. As I mentioned, I worked full-time 10 years at SVF and continue to remain associated. And I also should mention that Lisa was also inducted to the Eastside Hall of Fame. So the students who are speaking, getting scholarships, that's something for you to shoot for in the future, that you'll be inducted into the Eastside Hall of Fame. Lisa's right here. And she is part of the Hall of Fame. And thank you so much for being here this evening, Lisa. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I feel like I have come home to my family. I too am a graduate of Quimbio, Go Lobos, a graduate of Silver Creek High School, Go Raiders, and a graduate of San Jose State, Go Spartans. I feel like my tribe is here in force. I couldn't think of a better way to spend this Wednesday evening than celebrating students going to college and going to my alma mater and being able to go there because of a program that the Silicon Valley Education Foundation continues to champion. So I first want to thank Manny for bringing this around and everyone at San Jose State for holding on to it. And Glenn, I know will also keep the fires burning with that. So excited to be here and to give away some scholarships. You know, at the Silicon Valley Education Foundation, we advocate and we also deliver STEM education that inspires the youth like we see here today to want to go to college or to pursue a career. It is our charge that we want to improve the economic mobility of the students that are furthest from access and opportunity so that they can become the workforce in Silicon Valley right in their backyard. So I know I'm in good company with everyone there. It is also our pleasure to convene and support the East Side Alliance, which are all of the school districts that are educating the youth of the East Side community. And so we are really glad to be supporting them and to provide whatever is needed so that they can provide the support to the students so that they can make it. And we're also excited that our flagship program, Elevate Math, has been a part of many of the students who are attending San Jose State, a part of their life that has helped them to get on the math trajectory so that they can complete A through G and that they can successfully start in college any math course or science course, and that they actually have choice and they can find their way through. So exciting evening for me. I know it's more exciting for the students out there, and especially those that are going to receive a little bit of cash to help them during these times to get through. So I have the pleasure of awarding the scholarships of $1,000 to San Jose students who are continuing their education journeys at San Jose State. And so the names of the student winners that I get to celebrate are Jasmine Carr, my alma mater, Silver Creek, yes. Chriselle Manisfal, Malaya Mosqueda, Christina Wen, Teresa Wen, another Creeker, Melissa Ortiz, and Lupe Peralta. Silver Creek goes again. Hey, I like seeing all this Silver Creek up here. Jack Pham, Azunwena Wez, Nazreen Rohim, Lucia Sanchez, and Sukham Singh. Congratulations to, oh, we have more. And Tina Tran, Valerie Valle, Blanca Velasquez, and Vincent Vu. Congratulations to all of you. And I have no doubt that this money is going to be very, very well spent. And I can't wait to see you in the community and supporting others as you come up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. And I want to make it clear, despite those cheers for Silver Creek, Lisa has nothing to do with the selection of any of the students.
I don't.
That's handled by the board members. So I just want to make that clear. All right. So we had the mayor wanted to say something this evening, but he couldn't make it in live. So we were lucky to have Sam share something with us on video. So I'm going to ask Peter if he can pop that up. There he is.
Can everyone see Sam?
Yep.
All right.
Hi, I'm San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo. Felicidades to our brilliant student winners of the Spartan East Side College Promise scholarships. We're so proud of you, of all that you've become. We're proud of the success you're going to have at San Jose State University and beyond. And we're so grateful that you're incredible role models for the youth of our entire city. I also want to thank all of those who are supporting our brilliant students, the donors, the volunteers, all the folks who've been part of this East Side Promise. I know Manny Barbera and Lisa Andrew and so many folks have been working on this for so many years, and we're seeing real results. an increase by 10% in the number of our East Side students who are going on to San Jose State University. And more importantly, they're staying in college at higher rates than the rest of the student population. We're seeing the success because they're succeeding in college. Thank you for all that you're doing collectively. And we look forward to doing all we can to support your great success in the many years to come.
Thank you, Sam. Really appreciate him taking the time to put that video on. Okay, so I want to thank Sam for those words. The City of San Jose and Mayor Liccardo have been invaluable partners, by the way, in lifting up East Side students and ensuring they have the tools to succeed in school and in life. Now we'd like to have you meet 3 more of our recipients for a panel discussion. We thought it was important to hear directly from them. We're right on schedule. I know several people said be sure to get done before the ball game starts, so we're going to do that. And I just want to welcome the following San Jose State Spartan students: Malaya Mosqueda, Tina Tran, and Valerie Valle. And I see Malaya. Let's see the others.
Yeah, go Tina.
All right. This is supposed to be a panel discussion. There we go. Here we go. So we got Tina, Valerie, Malaya, and I'm looking for Tina.
And Tina, if you could start your video, I think I'll be able to spotlight you once we get.
All right.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I got you. There you are.
Great. There we go. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. Very, similar questions to what you heard for the other panel. If you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you went to high school, middle school, and how long you've been at San Jose State. So, Malaya, can we start with you? Is that okay? You're the first one that popped up. So.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone, all my friends, family, and everyone for coming. This is so special for all of us, so we really appreciate it. And about myself, my name is Malaya Mosqueda. I am a second year at San Jose State, and my major is liberal studies, integrated teacher prep. It's a really long name, but practically elementary school, K-8 teaching, multi-subject. And I went to Shibuya Middle School, go Colts, and I went to Evergreen Valley High School, go Cougars. And I have such a big passion about working with kids and working in education. So I'm inspired by my parents, especially my dad, who is actually an East Side teacher. So just being inspired by educators throughout my whole life has really instilled in me the power and importance of education, of not only myself getting my education, but educating others and educating the future generation.
Terrific. So you could be teaching within the East Side Alliance districts not too long.
I plan to. Yes.
Excellent.
I plan.
Outstanding. Thank you. Okay, so how about Valerie? Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm here. Oh, hi, everyone. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. I always have to double check. I never know.
That's all right.
But hi, everyone. My name is Valerie. If my Zoom ID did not give me away. But first, I wanted to say, thank you so much for this opportunity. When I got the email, I had to give it to my friend because I didn't believe it at first. I was like, I've been staying too many hours. So, so my name is Valerie. I went to Burnell Intermediate School, and then I went to Santa Teresa High School. And that's when I actually learned about, the Spartan East Side program. And I was like, wow, just for San Jose State? I'll go. So I went, and I really liked the program and the energy. And when I went there, I had no idea what a unit was. I had no idea really how college worked, how the campus life was. And actually, fun fact, on my first day of school, I actually went up 19 flights of stairs because I had no idea where anything was. But yeah, it was a fun experience. And overall, I learned about the college process, and I felt like I got more in tune about the school. And right now I'm a psychology major, and I am on my 4th year, and I'm minoring in transformative leadership.
Oh, terrific. So you're a senior then. This will be your final year at San Jose State?
Yeah, I'm actually taking an extra year for pre-medicine classes, so I can go to medical school.
Excellent. Outstanding. Thank you very much.
Thank
Tina,
you.
how about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I wanted to thank everyone for coming and thank you guys for the opportunity for me to be here and being on this panel. To introduce myself, my name is Tina and I'm in my last semester of nursing school. I also have a double minor in public health and deaf education. I was born and raised here in San Jose, so I went to Sierra Middle School, go Spartans, and Piedmont Hills High School, go Pirates. In middle and high school, I found myself being really involved with my community. And so I think that's where my passion sparked for, having to or wanting to bridge gaps in healthcare access and resources and helping marginalized communities and other first generation students of color like me. And I'm really hoping that, once I graduate, I'll be able to take a further step in my community and be able to do exactly what I want to.
That's Tina, you mentioned you're first generation, right? Did you just say that? So
Yes.
what does going to college mean to you and your family then? This being the first one to go to college.
Yeah, of course. So of course it's, being able to challenge myself intellectually and socially, but digging a little bit deeper down for me, it's just being able to make the sacrifices of my parents and my grandparents worth it, knowing that they immigrated here for me to have a better future, and my grandparents raising me ever since I was little, while my parents worked both jobs to be able to keep the family afloat. And I think that getting my degree in December is just a product of their sacrifice, and of course my own, for being able to get to this point and finding resources for myself to succeed. But overall, I think that it just gives me the opportunity to give back to them what they had given to me when I grew up.
Oh, that's terrific. And you're graduating in December?
Yes, in December.
Outstanding. Congratulations. Outstanding.
Thank you.
Valerie, how about you? What does going to college mean to you and your family? And
well, it's a huge opportunity because unfortunately not too many people get to go. And, I was lucky enough to find San Jose State. And as you said earlier, it is underrated because, I
not
really
anymore.
love it. I know. I really love it. I love the campus life. I also like the free t-shirts. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it was a huge step for me. Freshman year, I loved it all the way, especially online learning. I felt it's a struggle, but we'll get through it together. And there's definitely a lot of resources nearby. So I never felt alone in the process. And it was just a huge step for me. And I felt like there's a great opportunity that, I get to major in something I'm really passionate about. And I was just really happy to choose San Jose State.
That's great. Malaya, how about you? What does it mean to you?
To me, I think, like I said earlier, my passion about teaching and working with kids. Graduating college, I plan to graduate, of course, with my BA, my credentials, and my master's. So that's my plan, my goal for the next few years. And being able to, oh, I think I have poor connection.
No, you're doing fine.
I think my internet is unstable.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Keep going.
Okay. It froze a little bit. Yeah. But getting those important degrees enables me to do what my passion is and do what my purpose in life is to really make a change in the future generation. And also growing up with my family, both my parents are both have master's degrees, so it's they're my role models, and of course I want to follow their paths. And it was always, ever since I was little, if I was I want to be an actor, I want to be a singer, no, you have to go to college. So it was never a choice for me. I had to, which I am so fortunate enough to be able to attend college and to fulfill my dreams and my goals.
That's terrific. What are some of the challenges that three of you met in deciding to go to college? And in your cases, you've been at San Jose State. So some of the challenges to just, sticking it out might have been discouraging. It gets hard. I hear a lot from students how much harder college is. It's harder than they thought it was. What are some of the challenges that you faced? Tina, maybe you get us started?
Sure. Like I said, I like to stay involved with my community. And so I found it a little bit difficult to be able to spread myself out so thin, be involved in school activities while helping out in my community and also managing my grades. I think through that, I learned a lot of time management and being able to say no to things. Although I'm passionate about that, I also had to focus on my education. But I think overall, the program helped me find new time management opportunities and other resources on campus for me to manage my stress. And overall, I think it's been super helpful for me and beneficial for my mental health and being able to keep myself afloat and make it this far in my program.
I remember you mentioned that in your application. I remember reading your application too.
Yeah.
Valerie, how about you? What are some of the challenges that you faced getting here and also staying?
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
But definitely being a first generation college student, that was definitely a step kind of into the unknown, because I wasn't too sure at first, like what exactly I wanted to do, how I want to do it, what my plans are. Am I even taking the right classes? You know, these are all questions that go through your mind. So my first year, I actually got connected with a great advisor, and he's been helping me, you know, with my path so far, you know, to get to medical school. And I've just been really grateful for, you know, for everyone I've met, especially friends and, you know, family helping me out. And, you know, of course it can get tough sometimes, but I always rely, you know, putting stuff in a calendar. You know, only so much can fit up here. So I need stuff written down, and definitely, like, you know, reaching out to people. Don't be shy, because, you know, they're there for a reason. Resources are there for you. So yeah.
Thank you, Val. That's great. Malaya, we're going to wrap it up with you. You get the last word. What are some of the challenges that you had?
I would say, so my first year at San Jose State was actually online, and like most of us. And the biggest thing that was like the biggest challenge was the social aspect. I'm a very like outgoing person. I love meeting new people, but in this online setting, it was so hard to make new friends and to be connected to a community. And lucky enough, at least with the Spartan East Side Promise, the summer program, it really helped me like meet a lot of new people, because even though it was like an online setting, but as well as my second semester at San Jose State, I joined the Akbayan, our Filipino organization, and I really met a lot of people that I know like will be my friends for a long time. And they coming into San Jose State on campus and actually like being in person and meeting all these people, it has helped me feel a sense of community and feel like I really belong, and I have people that I can rely on and people that will always be there for me. So that's how I've, you know, that social aspect and that challenge, that, you know, going from being with your high school friends all the time to like not being with anyone, just in your room. It's a really refreshing experience.
Malaya, Tina, Valerie, thank you so much. I mean, the 6 students, if this doesn't inspire you, I don't know what does, and it makes all our work really worthwhile. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. Thank you. So at this point, Peter, anything that you want to report on in terms of donations or whatever?
Absolutely. Yeah, let me just call up. We've had a couple very, very generous donations in the past little bit here, but I'll just share this with you again. So we're doing very well. We set a modest $5,000 goal, not just for this event, but for this year's scholarship award. So thank you so much. The Rose family is stepping up massive. So thank you, Terry, Jennifer, Josh, Callie, and then Jennifer as well for your donation. Really appreciate it. So we'll keep this open after the event. So if you take that link that we've been sharing, that Kristen's been sharing, you can go to this page anytime and make a donation, or you can always just go to our website, and I'll share that information with you shortly. But Manny, if you want to continue on to our next speaker.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Peter. So at this point, speaking of donations, and before we wrap it up, so this is our final speaker, one of our really, really strong partners, and has been really supporting the Eastside Education Foundation. And we also share a common heritage. We both have a Maltese background. May not sound like it, mine does, but his is Hogan. Please welcome VP from Excite Credit Union, John Hogan, as it has a few words to say about the college savings program as well. John.
Hey, Manny, thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for being here. Yeah, my mom's side is Gretsch, and go farther back, Quattro Mani, so that we can get Maltese there. But thanks to everybody for having us here. You know, going last, I've rewritten my remarks 4 times already. And really it's due to hearing from the students. Sometimes I mumble and babble about having this concept of a 2-generation approach to our community relations work, kind of to help immigrant parents who come to help their children get a better life through education. And I think that makes sense. But, you know, after I hear from the students, Melina and Chima, Vincent, Malaya, Valerie, and I know Tina for sure, it lets me know that we're on the right track, that's a true story, and we're helping to fulfill that. When I hear you talk about your majors, teaching and nursing and medicine, it kind of embarrassed with my econ degree. You guys are all going to do such great things for the community. We're so happy for you, thankful. You know, the credit union has a number of programs, special savings programs for East Side children that include, you know, opening deposits and matches and 5% interest. So anytime you want to know more about that, just please contact the credit union. But we are committed to supporting East Side students. Very soon, you're going to hear about a strategy where we're going to start automatically enrolling every public school student in a savings account with $50 in it. It'll take some time to build, but we're going to get it started with your help. So stay tuned and look out for communications from the East Side Education Foundation about that. And just close, Excite Credit Union. We're just so honored to be invited to this community to help build this college savings and college going culture throughout your community that you've all exemplified tonight. And we can't wait to see it all continue to grow. So thank you very much.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate your support. You've made a huge difference in supporting us and got it kind of kicking us and getting us started. Thank you very much. So I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I especially want to acknowledge and thank our partners that have contributed to making these scholarships possible. I want to start with the House Family Foundation. They've been extremely generous to us, and I want to thank Dave House and his wife, Devi. Dave is going to be our honoree this year at our dinner on November 13th, and he is just a terrific guy. You'll get a chance to meet him on that evening. So I do want to thank the House Family Foundation, Excite Credit Union, you just met John, the VP there, Souls Focus Sports, JT Service, who runs the Silicon Valley Half Marathon and has contributed to our scholarship fund, County Supervisor Otto Lee, and of course the Silicon Valley Education Foundation, and without whom the Spartan East Side Promise would not exist, San José State University. So thank you very much. I also want to thank 3 people who make the Spartan East Side Promise summer program go. They're the ones that do all the work. From San José State University, who is the liaison there, Amanda Aldama, and from the East Side Union School District, counselors Bin Lu and Lori Martison, who work together to make the Spartan East Side Promise happen. And of course, the entire Spartan East Side Promise team at San José State and East Side Union High School District. I also want to thank my fellow board members who put in so much time and effort. And we only have 2 staff, Peter, who you met behind the scene, and Denise Johnson, who also is our finance person, is doing tremendous amount of work preparing for our dinner. People are working very, very hard, and I am very appreciative of the people that I get to work with. I want to recognize some elected officials that I understand are here who've taken up some time. Magdalena Carrasco, thanks for being here. Magdalena, she's the San Jose City Council member, District 5. Lorena Chavez from the East Side Union High School District, one of my former students for the admin program. Patty Cortezi, yes, the same Cortezi related to Dave. Thanks for being with us here this evening, Patty. Thelma Boak, a board member from Berryessa School District. Thank you very much for being here, Thelma. And Honey Gubwan, the principal at James Lick High School. Thank you for taking time out this evening for being here. I hope all of you will save the date for our Hall of Fame dinner. There'll be on Saturday, November 13th at the Hayes Mansion. There's the information. You can learn more about the inductees. They've been announced. It's on our website, and you can also order tickets on our website. We have an outstanding group of former graduates from the East Side High School District and East Side Alliance middle and elementary schools. And also sponsorship packages are also available. So if you've been moved by this evening, you have the information if you want to make a donation to help continue the work. And then we're going to keep the Zoom open. If this was a live event, and at some point, we hope to have this at San Jose State live, where we can actually mix and mingle afterwards, but we'll keep the Zoom open for a few minutes so that everyone can mingle virtually in chat and celebrate the award winners. Congratulations to all the award winners and their families. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for being with us this evening.